Namaste. My name is Felicia Tomasko. I'm a yoga instructor and a registered nurse. I'm going to show you a series of postures that can often be helpful for relieving low back tension and back pain. When engaging in any sort of movement routine, make sure to listen to your body carefully. Back off when you need to back off. Do less when you need to do less. Make sure not to strain or create any additional pain. And remember that this is no substitute for getting actual professional help. We're going to start by moving onto your back and lying down with your knees bent and the soles of your feet on the floor. Come carefully so that you use your arms for support and your abdominal muscles for support without straining your back. So knees bent, soles of the feet on the floor. And then we're going to take knees into chest. So the next pose we're going to do is just simply knees into the chest. And to do knees into the chest, you can have your hands on top of your shins, or you can take your hands underneath your thighs. Your knees can be together, or your knees can be slightly apart. And this is a nice pose to release tension in the low back, to stretch the low back, to stretch the hips. And you can hang out here, or you can gently rock a little bit from side to side. The rocking motion creates a massaging action for the low back. In the rocking motion, you can either stay close to center, or you can bring your knees all the way down to the floor, to the mat. Only bring your knees down if that does not create any additional strain, tension, or pain in your low back. Come back to center. The next pose we're going to do is one knee in towards your chest. So let's keep the right knee in towards your chest. Take the sole of the left foot to the floor. Take your hands on top of your shin or underneath the thigh. You can keep your left knee bent, left sole of the foot on the floor, or you can slide your left leg out. So knee into chest, either with left knee bent or left leg on the floor. Take a moment here with the knee into the chest and roll your ankle in circles. So we're knee to chest, ankle circles. You may think, what does rolling my ankle in circles have anything to do with my low back? But we're increasing flexibility throughout the entire leg, which is then helpful for the back. Switch directions. And come back to center. The next pose we're going to do is one leg circles with the right knee. So you're going to move the hip in circles. So you're going to roll the hip in circles. These circles can be small or large. And it's as though you're taking a pencil, as if a pencil were attached to your kneecap, and you're drawing a circle on the ceiling. And then switch directions. You can use your hands for support, or let your hands rest on your sides. Bring your right knee back in towards your chest. The next pose we're going to do is going to be taking the right knee slightly off to the right side. Hold your right leg for support. Move from your right hip joint and take the right knee slightly off to the right. This is a good pose for creating more space around the hip joint, for loosening up the hip joint. Often when we hold tension in our low back, it's because the hips are tight, creating more space, more release in the hips can make the low back a lot happier. Next, we're going to bring the right knee back into the chest, and then take the right knee over to the left for a twist. So our next pose is spinal twist. Right knee moves to the left. So take the right knee over to the left. Let yourself come into the twist in a way that feels easy for you. So the knee can come all the way to the floor. The knee can come part way to the floor. You can use a block, a phone book, a blanket for a prop underneath your knee if you need to. Take your right hand and rotate your right hand so the palm faces down. And this helps increase the stretch and the sense of space around your shoulder. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Notice the twisting sensation around your spine and make sure it's not too extreme. This pose feels easy and comfortable. We're going to transition out of this pose using the breath. So we're going to come back to center, take a deep inhalation here, and then as you exhale, engage your abdominal muscles, which is an important component of keeping the low back healthy. Engage the abdominal muscles, draw the right knee back to center. The next pose we're going to do in this series is Sleeping Pigeon. For Sleeping Pigeon, we're going to bend the left knee, take the left sole of the foot to the floor, take your right ankle to the top of your left thigh, flex your right foot, let your right knee move away from you. You can stay here for Sleeping Pigeon, or you can lift your left foot off the floor, right hand winds in this hole, and left hand out to the side, and draw your knees in. Relax your shoulders. Let your head drop down into the mat. Breathe deeply. And this is a nice twist for the low back, or a nice stretch for the low back. Take a few deep breaths. And with each breath, let yourself settle down into the mat beneath you. And then after this, we're going to repeat this sequence on the other side. So release your hands, unwind your legs, come back into knees into your chest. You can rock from side to side or remain stationary. And then next we're going to keep the left knee into the chest, right sole of the foot on the floor, hug the right knee in, and then we're going to do the ankle circles on this side. And switch directions for the ankle circles. Come back to center. Extend the right leg out. Next, we're going to do hip circles on the left side. So imagine the pencil on the top of the knee and roll the hip in circles. Switch directions for the hip circles. Next, we're going to draw the left knee back into the chest. Gently hold the left knee. And next, we're going to take the left knee slightly out to the left. So left knee slightly out to the left. Stretches the inner thigh, the hip, releases tension in the low back. We're going to use the abdominal muscles to draw the left knee back into the chest. And next we're setting up for the twist. Left knee over to the right. Extend the arms out. Soften your shoulders. Feel your breath. Twists are nice poses to stretch the muscles along either side of the spine. Then we're going to use the abdominal muscles to come out of the twist so that we can come to Sleeping Pigeon next. So deep breath, inhale here, exhale. Use your abdominal muscles to come back to center.